My name is McKaylee Braden, and the species that I will be defending is the Culex quinquefasciatus mosquito, commonly known as the Culex fascigens mosquito or the southern house mosquito.
My name is Cynthia Tuff, and the species I will be defending is the Aedes albopictus mosquito, commonly known as the Asian tiger mosquito. Our topic that is up for debate is the question, between the two, which mosquito is more dangerous to humans?
The southern house mosquito is a brown mosquito that as an adult can range from 3.96 to 4.25 millimeters in length. This mosquito's body consists of a proboscis, thorax, wings, and tarsi, and they also have antennae. These mosquitoes start their life out as eggs laid in what is called a raft of around 100 eggs in stagnant water in places that include wastewater, bird baths, and other containers that hold stagnant water. And they hatch around 24 to 30 hours after they're laid. They then go through the larva and pupa stages, which takes around 5 to 8 days until they're finally an adult. Both the adult male and the female use the nectar and plants for their sugar meals, but it's only the female that feeds on the blood of humans, birds, and other mammals. This mosquito is found in tropical and subtropical regions of the world. Some of these places include North America, South America, Africa, Australia, Asia, New Zealand, and the Middle East. The southern house mosquito is present in the United States in areas ranging from Virginia and Southern California to Texas and Florida. They are nighttime active and are vectors to many pathogens that can affect and cause fatal diseases and viruses in humans. Some of these transmitted viruses include West Nile virus, St. Louis encephalitis, and Western equine encephalitis. The southern house mosquito is also responsible for the transmission of Wucheria benkoffti, which is a nematode, Rift Valley fever, and heartworms in dogs, and bird malaria. There are many ways that we as humans can help to control the reproduction of this species in our area. Tasks such as dumping bird baths out regularly, adding agitators to water and ponds, and just keeping water moving around our house and cleaning our gutters out. These mosquitoes are unique because during the day they stay in shaded and wet and dark areas, otherwise they will dehydrate and they will die. Overall, they impact human society in a very negative and dangerous way and can be potentially fatal to humans that come into contact with them.
Aedes albopictus, also known as the Asian tiger mosquito for its single white stripe residing in the center of the head and back, is a Southeast Asia native insect, infamous for its dangerous nature. The species is known to have developed worldwide, as it is adapted to both tropical and temperate regions and urban and periodomestic environments, or pertaining to living in and around human habitats. Aedes albopictus is present in at least 28 countries around the globe, including the United States. Aedes albopictus is first arrived in the U.S. through an importation of used tires, which is now how they are commonly introduced in new territory today. In order to reproduce, a female Asian tiger mosquito lays her eggs inside locations capable of holding at least half an inch of stagnant water. The species is active year-round and capable of transmitting a mass of diseases and viruses. Intensely attracted to feed on human blood, the Asian tiger mosquito poses a risk for humans. The Asian tiger mosquito is a vigorous daytime biter that is characterized with a rapid bite, resulting in it being particularly difficult to swat at the bloodsucker while it's already began its feeding. The ample amount of viruses and diseases transmitted by Aedes albopictus include, but are not limited to, West Nile virus, Eastern equine encephalitis, Japanese encephalitis, dung fever, chikungunya, and Zika virus. Of these, West Nile virus and Zika virus seem to be the most alarming. The untreatable and incurable West Nile virus is a leading cause of mosquito-borne diseases in the United States. The mosquito species is unique due to its preference to feed typically during daylight hours, contrary to most other mosquito species that feed at night. Another piece of insight into the uniqueness of Aedes albopictus is that a female mosquito's eggs can last for years. As the female lays her eggs along the water's edge on surfaces like buckets, throwing out the water will not get rid of the eggs stuck inside, which remain viable for years. Considering that Aedes albopictus species is the most invasive species in the world, it is only natural to believe that this lethal insect is extremely alarming to humans.
Like your opening statement, I also included all of the viruses, threats, and risks that my mosquito poses towards humans. I believe that my mosquito is a greater danger to humans in the sense that it carries the West Nile virus, one of the most dangerous viruses due to the fact that people usually do not show any signs or symptoms until about 15 days after actually being infected, making it harder to treat, and there is not a vaccine to prevent it. Another virus or danger and threat is the Rift Valley fever, which first starts out like the flu would, symptom-wise, but can eventually be lethal. And its most prominent virus, St. Louis encephalitis, which, like West Nile, includes symptoms that don't show up right away and does not have a preventative vaccine or medicine to treat it. So my question to you is, what makes you believe that the Asian tiger mosquito is more dangerous than the southern house mosquito, and what makes you believe that?
Mosquitoes in general are known for being the triple threat to our health in the sense that different species transmit dung fever, chikungunya, and Zika virus. Aedes albopictus takes the cake on this one, considering that the species is a vector of all three diseases is able to transmit more and disease and viruses. If this isn't convincing enough, their accelerated bite is just the origin, and this quality in which they possess makes it extremely hard to avoid the risk of contracting any one of the diseases and viruses. The Asian tiger mosquito is also an epidemic vector of chikungunya fever on the island of Reunion, which with it resulting in 265,000 clinical cases, which is 34% of their population, and 237 deaths. This is exactly why my mosquito poses a bigger threat. This being said, only Aedes albopictus and one other species are capable of transmitting chikungunya, which is starting to really concern scientists due to the disease's symptoms and incurability. Symptoms range from severe joint pain to nausea and headache. Although this insect is just a newcomer to our American nation, scientists are becoming more and more concerned about just what the Asian tiger mosquito is capable of.
You have definitely proved that the Asian tiger mosquito is in fact extremely dangerous. It is clearly capable of doing severe damage to different areas of the world, but the southern house mosquito is more likely to affect the United States and more areas of the world. Another unfortunate fact about the southern house mosquito is that they are said to breed in enormous numbers. So although the Asian tiger mosquito may carry more threatening diseases like chikungunya and the Zika virus, southern house mosquitoes have a much greater population, which allows them to be in more areas in much greater quantities. And since the southern house mosquito are nighttime active, it is more difficult to see them and be aware of them in the dark versus the Asian tiger mosquito, which are seen during the day. One of the largest threats that they pose is the West Nile virus, and since they breed in such large numbers, it is more likely that humans have a greater chance of contracting this virus. Unlike chikungunya, humans do not become immune to the West Nile after having it once, and they rarely show symptoms of the virus, making it very dangerous to people, especially elderly people who have weakened immune systems.
You have proven that the southern house mosquito is indeed a serious threat to humans as well. While the southern house mosquito may be more likely to affect the United States, the Asian tiger mosquito is on the verge of being introduced to more and more American states due to the fact that it is the most invasive mosquito in the world. Additionally, the Asian tiger mosquito is also a carrier of West Nile virus. Like I said, the Asian tiger mosquito is adapted to both tropical and temperate regions, and it is beginning to show signs of adaptation to colder climates, meaning that soon it will be adapted to all climates. That is a very risky characteristic. I previously mentioned the case of the island of Reunion, where 34% of its population was affected by the Asian tiger mosquito in some way. While very unlikely, imagine if this were to happen to the United States. Fortunately, exports of used tires are not allowed to contain any mosquitoes or mosquito eggs before being sent to the United States, so this should reduce future introduction of the Asian tiger mosquito to more areas. While both the southern house mosquito and the Asian tiger mosquito are dangerous to humans, I believe the Asian tiger mosquito wins the battle due to the extent of damage it can do.
Overall, I believe that the Culex quinquefasciatus is the most dangerous of the two mosquitoes. due to their ability to carry viruses like West Nile, Rift Valley fever, and St. Louis encephalitis, and many other viruses and disease and threats to humans, animals, and birds in more areas. With that being said, that does not change the fact that the Asian tiger mosquito is extremely dangerous to our society also. The southern house mosquito is important to study and know more about because they do pose such a threat to humans in so many parts of the world. So the more that researchers know about them, the more they can work on finding cures or treatments for these viruses and come up with more ways to help and control them in highly infested areas. With that being said, it is important for not only researchers to be aware of the dangers that these mosquitoes cause, but also for everyday people to be more aware so that they can take action in dressing accordingly, using repellents, being aware of water around their homes, and just overall having a better understanding of what these mosquitoes can actually do.
In my opinion, the Asian tiger mosquito is more dangerous to humans than the southern house mosquito. While both mosquitoes transmit diseases, I believe the extent of the vector-bearing Asian tiger mosquito is far more dangerous. The threats that Aedes albopictus poses for humans is a very serious matter. Due to the fact that the species has not yet caused any rapid spread of diseases, it seems as if the case and study is not taken as seriously as need be. Luckily, due to the species' ability to vector many viruses, there are several studies conducted and currently being conducted which further prepares us for any case of widespread disease outbreak. Like I said, Aedes albopictus is also beginning to show signs of adaptation to colder climates, which could result in new areas being plagued with its disease transmission. The fact that such a large number of lives have been taken due to Aedes albopictus is truly alarming. We must try our hardest to prevent any outbreak of diseases because the majority of the diseases and viruses that the Asian tiger mosquito is a vector of are incurable. Being a vector of at least 30 diseases and viruses, the Asian tiger mosquito is extremely dangerous to humans, and it's very important that we understand that.